Hello and welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. So, we are in the underbelly and looking for possibly Matkina and just other stuff. We might put a points of interest. I had to move away a little bit for the intro because this engine is damn loud. Can we do anything with this? At first glance, this ancient unmoving construct seems nearly identical to the others in the manufactory. It is only when you move close, in the hazy aura of forge light, that you see the intricate, no chaotic whorls of engravings marking every millimeter of its armored frame, and the worker standing behind it is adding even more. Why? Cool tats! As with the other construct, you feel the bubbling sensation in your mind. This construct's thoughts are likewise unreadable. Morning, the construct says. It is morning, isn't it? I never pay attention to time. There is not much use for it down here. Firelight twinkles off the construct's blank eyes. I am artisan. What can I do for you? Can you tell me about your past? To be honest, I don't like thinking about it. All of us went slightly insane during our centuries down here before the humans came. But the other foreman and I don't dwell on things like Master Foreman does. An ember drifts down from the high ceiling between you. If you want the whole story in excruciating detail, Master Foreman's the one to ask. Why do you have your workers decorating your armor? Because I want to be the most beautiful construct in Sagus Cliffs. Construct declares. The worker behind it chuckles. Joking. My eyes, well, not eyes, but you know, they failed a long time ago. But my other senses are good, very good. So when my workers want to show me a design, they scratch it onto my plate. I feel it and give them feedback. Not that some of them need it. Oh, so you actually respect your workers and just working around your disability. And you have a sense of humor. I like you. I like you more than the other foreman. That's a long time to be blind. Why can't anyone repair you? The easiest answer to that question is we don't have the parts. The artisan says, then lowers its voice. But the truth is that I'm afraid. Nothing is going to make me blinder, but it falls silent. The forge hisses and pops nearby. Those first decades in the darkness were the hardest. Then I started seeing patterns in them. Simple at first, then with colors, depth and shade, grand cyclical designs. I still see them, and I wouldn't trade them for sight. To be perfectly honest, these artists don't need me anymore. They've done wondrous work in the city above, but they like asking my opinion. The construct barks a laugh. And I like giving it. Okay. Can you show me something your workers have created? Absolutely. Hold on a second. Let me get a sense of what might appeal to your tastes. Nested sensors veer into life on its shoulders and beams of light fan over you in the space of a heartbeat. Not so interested in the arts, I see. Larka, can I visit the contents of Storebox 3-9? A few minutes later, a stalker hurries out and places a heavy object in your hands. No charge. Call it a gift. Globe of Zerul? Oh, quest item? Oddity. Okay, what's your opinion of your fellow foreman? Well, I don't like to speak poorly of my family. The construct breaks off and the worker behind it snickers. It's true, they are difficult in their own ways, of course. We argue, and here we means Master Foreman and me. But that's to be expected. We've known one another for millennia. Understand, we went through decades of angry silence until, well, we learned to accept each other as we are. Master Foreman has beliefs, exhausting ones that it can't help inflicting on others, and our broken friend wants to die. I think. Puts it a different way, but it does. And though we bicker, I care for them. How couldn't I, after thousands and thousands of years? Farewell, artisan. You're a good chap.
You bet.
This place is loud. Underbelly worker? Hey, Tug, what's up? Keep your hands clear of the workers. They got a job to do. Okay, fine, whatever. Pauper? I thought you were just... Never mind that. You work in the manufactory? I can be your apprentice. I'm not too old. Still got teeth, look. Right.
On my way.
Mutants. Hey. Oh, hello. I know you. You're dead, eh?
I'm going.
That's not a nice thing to say. Okay. What is this? Circus Minor.
Ready.
Mount Pa. Mutants.
I am the very soul of action.
Hey, Mount Pa. This lissom Jack looks down on his luck, judging from his bare feet and dusty jerkin, but he takes in his surroundings with a hopeful gaze. As you approach, he smiles and throws out his arms in greeting, which reveals the tools of his trade on his belt. He puts a finger on the side of his nose and gives you a wink. Now, how now, helpmeet? Got any plot for a top-sized slipper? Hey, it's my old friend. Wonder if he's got any new work for me. Oh, he knows me. I have no idea what you just said. Look of panic flashes across his face, instantly replaced by a big grin and a hearty laugh. Ha! Just a little nonsense phrase we used to say to each other back in Kjorkarin. You look like a fellow I knew there, so I thought I'd see you if you remembered. Paid no mind. He claps his hand and gives you a fresh once-over. So, you to the underbelly, eh? I'm just visiting or looking for something in particular? This isn't the fellow I knew? Strange. He's the splitting image. Who are you? He bows. Matpa, professional Penstrationist. Recently arrived in the big city from fair Kjorkarin at your service. Penstrationist? Okay. Yeah, I want to ask about that. I mean, like, come on. What? Where's Kjorkarin? Are you just making it up? What? You never heard of the old song? Do you know the way to Kjorkarin? In the back of the old and beyond, east of the spire and the west of the front, that's where the girls are footloose and free. That's where my sweetheart is waiting for me. No? Not one of your favorites? Ah, well. What's a fenestrationist? Oh, well, I opened windows for a living. Open windows for a living. Open them, crawl into them, relieve them of their valuable contents, so you're a thief. What can you tell me about this place? He smiles sly. What can you tell me about the shins in your purse? Have you got a few to spare? I'm skint at the moment, and it's making it hard to remember things. Fine, you can have free. I'm not paying you. I'm not talking, you sure? Okay, here, you can have free. Ah, he snatches the coins and they disappear into his ragged shirt. Much obliged. Now, he rubs his beardless chin. Where to start? You want to hear about the people who live here? Or maybe the stitch-up tunnels? Or the manufactory? Or those crazy dendro whore bastards? What's at you leering? Or maybe you heard about the murder and you're looking for a thrill? Give me the general take on the underbelly. He shrugs. It's the bottom of the ladder. And they say around here they ain't more down to go. But that's a good thing, right? Means you got nowhere to go but up. A passing thought dims his cheery expression. Unless you drown or get swallowed by the bloom or something. Tell me about the people here. He blows out his cheeks. Well, I won't talk about everyone. There's a lot of us. But I'll hit the highlights. Or lowlights, I guess. He tries to count them off on his fingers. There is Fusam, of course. He runs the things around here. Not officially, mind you. He's just the sharpest chagan with the hardest crew. Is all. Manchala, who sells bits and bobs at her stall. Muke, the meatmonger, who sells meat. He pats his chest. That Muke I sent you if you pay him a visit. He gives me a shin for each referral. Let's see. There's Elegern, the Aeon Priest, who... Oh, there you are, Elegern. I was just about to say how wonderful things about you. Bet. Go on. Oh, sure. Then there's Mapper, Crazy Karker, who covered the maps, and then... well, I suppose that's it. Well, with the Crooked Quick Dead... He spreads his hands. Yeah, that's all about... that's all that's worth mentioning. Okay. What do you know about the Stitch tunnels? They dug them all over the place around here. You only see the ends of them since they fill them with loose dirt that only they can dig through. What about the manufactory? Shakes his head as if bewildered. That's the hard plot right there. Folks you think we're smart enough to know honest work is bad for slaving away at the furnaces? And the giant constructs watching over them like metal slave drivers? Ugh, I only looked at once, scared the wits out of me, so I never went back. Tell me more about Dendrahor. The cannibals? Sometimes I think they do it just so they can be crazier than anybody else. I know they got some kind of mumbo jumbo reason for eating dead folks, but I think they just like making people squirm, you know? Do you know where I can find someone named Matkina? The White Death? Whew! You ain't crazy, aren't you? He lifts his hand placatingly. Sorry, none of my business. I couldn't tell you where she is, but you might want to talk to Mapier. He's squatting in one of the shanties down here. If there is any place she can hide, he'll know about it. I might just ask again about the people down here, just so we get it, like, all figured out. Well, let's see, there's Folsom, the crime boss who runs the place, McKellina, who sells the devices and whatnots, Milk the meatmonger, Mapper, who is covered in maps, and Crooked Quick, who's the lowest of the low. I think that's everyone I mentioned before. Okay, that's good. That's a good little overcap. So Folsom is the boss, McKenna is the trader, Milk is the, I don't know, sells food, Mapper sells the maps. Crooked Quick, who's probably a thief. Okay, keep it a chit.
Sure.
Okay, fine.
Fine.
Crooked Creek, I heard not good things about you. You're keeping it low, right?
What's going on?
Oh. Rin up. Let's continue.
You bet.
Okay, what is this? Some kind of fishing? This thin glowing thread pierces the surface of the water and plunges deep into the black depths like a white line drawing in sinking, shining ink. Examine the line. You try flicking the shining string and your finger goes right through it. Could you try catching something for me? I had no luck today. Besides, everything down here is pretty much stronger than me. Try catching something for Crooked Quick. You pull on the line, and something in the dark below pulls back. You press your lips together and reel in your catch. A muddy cipher dangles from the end of the line. It's beautiful. Crooked Quick breathes. I was just hoping for fish. I can sell it and eat it for weeks. You can have it. Hand it over to Crooked Quick. You pass the cipher to her, and she squinches her eyes shut in unmitigated joy. Thank you! I use my fishing pole whenever you... And use my fishing pole whenever I want. Okay, you want. Okay, fine. Tug on the line. You're gonna fish again. You take hold of the fishing rod and begin reading in the line, but nothing is on the hook. You might have better luck tomorrow. Okay, fine. Tug on the fishing line alone. You're leaving it. Hey, Crooked Creek. I couldn't tell you that you were a she. I mean, like, I'm sorry about that. Probably shouldn't be my opening line. Hey, are you here or she? But it would be good to know, actually. Crooked Creek, a small hollow-cheeked mutant sings a soft, wavering tune to herself. Yellow bruises discolor her skin, wounds formed not from violence but from malnutrition, and her prominent bones bend and twist at odd angles. Still, she smiles. She smiles at oily water, devoid of any flesh. She smiles as she arranges her empty basket beside her, and she smiles at you when she sees you standing over her. Hello again. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Crooked Creek of the Cold Canyon tribe. She coughs into her cupped hands and a raw and ragged hacking that bends her double. You take her for a child at first, but after studying her features, it's clear she's in her late teens. It's only some mutation in her body and her bony stature, born of starvation, that makes her seem childlike. You said you're part of the Cold Canyon tribe. Are they down here too? No, he says lightly. They're all gone. Either dead or gone. He's still meeting your eyes. There used to be a lot of us. We came here when I was a baby, running from... She pauses, thinking. A war. Some sort of war that never ends. My parent thought we would be safe here, but the tribe died off, one by one. He turns away, wiping her eyes. This city is hard on people like us. How was the city hard on your tribe? They were used to living in the wilderness, so they knew what they could eat safely. Here, it's not so simple. My mother told me that 10 people died eating tainted food before we found this fishing hole. He stares into the murky water. Then there's the disease you can catch in the city, and the hate. A lot of us were killed just for being hard to look at, I guess. Isn't it as hard for you to survive here as it was for your people? I know. No says, smiling. I don't have a lot to eat, but I'm more resistant to sickness than my parents were. And people here know me. They leave me alone. You said everyone in your tribe is dead. Not everyone, she says with a brave little smile. I'm here, and some of us just left for better places. I bet they're doing really well. Do you know where I might find a woman named Matkina? Matkina? That's not what people call her. She leans toward you, eyes as round as coins. They call her the White Death. She's an assassin. I don't know where she is, and I hope I never do. Why are you scared of Matkina? They say... She begins, then drops her voice to a whisper. They say she can freeze your blood by speaking your name. And if you look her in the eyes, all of your hair will turn white. You don't really believe those stories about Matkina, do you? But she's a... No. But she's a killer. And I have a soft spot for scary stories. Your real name is Crooked Creek? Sort of. My parents called me Queek, but the nickname came later. He hunches over, her eyes darting shadily from side to side. It became because I sell junk for high prices, and bribe the levies to carry people off in the night. What? Not really. People call me crooked because I look twisted and broken. I like you. I wish they wouldn't, but it's okay. I'm crooked, right? Damn. You're a good person. You don't deserve this. You're fishing in the middle of nowhere. At least I feel good about giving you whatever I caught. I mean, even if it was the best cipher of all time. At least you can sell it. Don't you mind that people call you crooked? Not really. I can call them liars. Can I? She smiles, but it's not the radiant thing you saw before. Are you sure you don't mind people calling you crooked? I do. She admits softly. But I won't be any less crooked if they stop. Okay. Why do you think the fish aren't biting? The fish down there are pretty fast and smart. They're nibbling at the bait, then swimming away. She watches the line with a combination of hunger and weariness. It's hard for me to get to the pole in the time when the road twitches, and harder to reel in the catch. I'm not very strong. Can I try fishing with your gear? You're welcome to it. Only if you do find something. Could you share? He trails off, blushing. Never mind. Company's better than scrawny fish. You're such a good person. Okay, farewell. Come back at a time.
Alright.
If I'm gonna catch anything, you're gonna get it again. Oh, tug on the line again. Oh, you take a hold of the fishing rod and begin reeling in line. Nothing. Damn it.
Of course we can help.
Headless man, what the hell? Rough. Okay. Changing gut cultist?
Doing begets learning.
Okay.
I guess.
Hey. Cultist glances over at you casually, his eyes widen when they reach your face. I heard you intended to explore the city, but never imagined you'd find your way down here. What an honor! He folds his hands before him. How can I help you, beloved vessel? I'm looking for a woman named Matkina. Have you seen her? The cast-off? Not recently, but she does work with Folsom from time to time. He may know where she is. Let's check him out. The man is pale, dirty, and nervous. He's stealing glances at your tattoo every chance he gets. He flinches when he notices you studying him. Never have I seen it so close. What have I done to earn this blessing? Well. So, we need to find the crime boss. What is this place? Let's check it out.
Now.
A dark sphere inhabits almost every socket in this obelisk that stretches toward the carnivorous ceiling. No one else seems to be paying the odd structure any attention. Like most Numenera, it's simply here, and if it can be used, it's treated as part of the scenery. The orbs gleam in the dim light. You lean toward them. Are they glass, jewels, eyes? Touch the nearest sphere. Your finger barely grazes the glass before it displays the image of a furred creature touching the surface from the other side. Purple vines threaded with veins of light hang from the branches of the trees behind it. You lift your fingertips and darkness swallows the creature. The orb is opaque. Once more. The orbs appear to reflect whatever action is performed in front of them. Hum a little song. Nothing appears in any of the dark orbs. Instead, the whisper of many voices joined in song curves from the obelisk, so low that only you can hear it. Make a rude gesture at the structure. You make the most obscene gesture you can think of. At the glass, a young woman with rainbow pupils appears in the glass, flicking her fingertip across her chin. She nods, grinning, as if imagining your shock at her daring. She insulted us with her finger. He shakes his fist at the glass. Come out. Do it again, I dare you. A towering creature of flesh and crystalline muscle shakes a glittering fist back at him. Aha! Another challenger, come out of there, you cowards! I'll fight you one by one, all together. Or all together. You tell him, Veritas. He glares at the now dark glass, then snorts. Hiding in the dark, eh? I thought so. Make an even ruder gesture at the structure. The rainbow-eyed woman rewards your gesture with one of her own. She jabs a finger in at her knee, grinning at her own audacity. What did that mean? What did any of that mean? Even ruder gesture. I'm just ignoring grin. Oh, that's the same thing. Oh, this is how the Numenera should be used, alright. He says sourly, insulting people across time and space. Tell the orb a secret. With your lips nearly brushing the surface, you whisper a thought you'd never told anyone. A too tall, narrow-hipped being visitant appears in the glass. Long fingers clasp, meeting your eyes. It speaks words you cannot hear. You can, however, sense its thoughts. They tickle an odd part of your mind. Dizziness overcomes you. You suddenly know that the visitant speaks stolen words, that blood was spilled to take them. Even though the cause was just, the visitant is deeply ashamed. It fades into the black of the orb, lowering its head. Okay.
Let's do it.
Child? Okay, never mind that. Why not?
Sure.
Hey, Veranat, what's up? This large and heavily muscled woman wears what appears to be rags that should have fallen apart ages ago. She looks so tired that it wouldn't be a surprise if she fell asleep on her feet. And yet, when she opens her mouth, her voice is energetic, like a little girl who's about to get a present. Hello? Can anyone hear what I'm saying? Oh, I can't make this work. Without warning, she slaps herself. Oh! I hope no one saw that! Oddly, no thoughts at all come from this woman. At least you think she has none. There's a faint whispering at the edge of your hearing, but you can't make out any words. Who are you? Are you talking to me? Her head swivels awkwardly around, trying to catch a glimpse of you. Oh, you are! My name is Veranat, the champion of the wastes. The woman flinches at the sound of the very different, booming voice that came from her mouth. That's not my name, you stupid thing! It's Veranat! Champion of the wastes! Damn! I come from a land you never heard of! Damn it! I guess I'm not allowed to say. You're controlling a construct, aren't you? That's not a real body. What? So you aren't Verno, champion of the base? Oh, I can imagine the answer to that. I'm not, but you might as well call me that. Or just Veranot. One shoulder shrugs and keeps shrugging. I'm not actually here. I'm just talking through her. Trying to move her around. Her shoulder freezes mid-shrug. It keeps yelling over me if I talk about something I'm not supposed to, she says, lowering her voice. But maybe if I speak carefully. Her chin drops to her chest. My family explores the world using special tools. The body stabs itself with its finger pointedly. But they tell me I'm too young to help, so I waited until everyone was sleeping and, you know... The head lolls back on its neck, winking at the roof of the cavern. Are you an explorer too? No. I am, but not like you. Oh? For some reason, I thought that you were a champion of the waste too! Damn, I did it again, didn't I? Just don't tell anyone what I am, alright? What can that construct do? Well, it's really hard to break. My mother, that's who usually controls it, once got stepped on by an adult Earthshaker. It just stuck her in the ground like nail. The woman flexes a massive bicep. Am I flexing? I'm trying to flex. Anyway, it's also incredibly strong. Punch holes in mountains strong. The arm flops back to her hip. And it's not really a construct. There's no metal inside. She has blood, bones, perfect human expressions. But not that you can tell from how I do it. The girl adds sourly. The woman's face grimaces along with her. Where did you get the construct? I was born in a storm on a battlefield at night. The woman roars. The girl says after a respectful silence. She really doesn't want me to tell you what I just tried to tell you. Can you tell me anything about where you got this construct? Seeds? The girl blurts. Oh, she let me say it, but I probably won't get away with more, sorry. Can you add them more? Is it gonna be the same? Okay. Why do your people explore? Our impenetrable fortress is in a lost valley. It's falling apart. I think we should just go out into the world for real. But no, my family is afraid. The fingers on the woman's right hand wiggle like they are playing an instrument. Her dead expression doesn't change even as the girl's voice rises. I'm not, of course, but they won't even let me use this thing. I have to sneak around like a child. Who are you again? Okay, looks like that's it. So, she got it from a construct. And this is just kind of adds up. The guy in the caravanserai, at the right side of caravanserai, had the same thing, who taught himself as a knight. And Veranot has this as well. It's not a coincidence. And Eratis has it as well.
Right.
Uh-oh. Maybe we wanna check him out later. Mapper? Maybe not. He's over here. Underbelly talk, Fulsome? I wanna talk. This man towers over you, enormously fat and draped in gaudy robes. His expression is calm, stern even, as he regards the bloody mess spread across the floor and wall. The hooded figures on either side of him dance as you approach. He turns to inspect you, eyebrow lifted, and raises his hand. His bodyguards relax, watching you. In the space of a second, his eyes flick over you. He nods, apparently to himself, as if your presence has confirmed something he expected. One of the cast of godlings. That explains the missing pieces. Oh, whatever. What? Continue. What are you doing in the underbelly, falling star? Who are you? The people of the underbelly struggle, he says after a long pause. They live and die in the dark. Their sorrows do not reach the ears of those who live in the light. The reflection of your face is a pale circle in his dark eyes. And so, I speak for them, before the mighty, protect them from the predators that see them as an easy prey, and I avenge them when I fall. When I fail. He folds his arms. Now, answer my question. Why are you here? How do you know who I am? An odd question, he says, frowning. You fell from the sky like a comet, and somehow survived. My people have been watching you since you set foot on the beach. He cocks his head. And I have answered your question. Answer mine. What are you doing down here? I'm looking for someone. Are you? I know everyone in the underbelly. And I'm seeking someone as well. Perhaps we can help each other.
I'll remember that.
He turns his back on you, staring down at the vast pool of blood. This is all that remains of Vidal, one of my protégés. I had hopes for him. Now, they will never be realized. The underbelly is poorer without him. The rage beneath his voice cuts each word shorter and sooner, shorter and shorter. Bring me any information you find. Help me discover the identity of his killer, and you will be rewarded. Exhales sharply, then he turns around. The fury you glimpsed in him is buried once more.
I'll remember that.
There is an assassin named Matkina. She's known as the White Death. I have helped her find work in the past, but she has become erratic. If she is not involved, she might know who is. If you wish to help in this matter, ask her what she knows. The creature named Mapar knows where she is. I'm not promising anything. A wise choice, he says, nodding. Only fools promise results. I love how you appreciate that. Do you have any ideas about the killer's motive? I have suspicions, he says, a muscle on his cheek twitching. And I have enemies. It takes no imagination to conclude that this was meant to hurt me. He shakes his head. But the killer did not slit Vidal's throat and leave him for me to find. No, they spilled an ocean of his blood and scrawled nonsense on the walls. If this is a message for me, I cannot interpret it. It suggests the killer is crazy, but which of my enemies are insane? Interesting. Do you have any new insights on the killer's motives? If this murder was intended to hurt me, it has succeeded. If this was meant to send a message, it failed. I want to examine the murder scene behind you. Do you live in the underbelly? Not quite. He smiles like he's paying for it by the millimeter. I rarely sleep, so I need no bed of my own, but I have spent most of my life in these tunnels and grottos. It's a good place. Cruel and unforgiving, but good. His slow gaze sweeps over the underbelly. Zagos foolishly sends its undesirables here, as if it's worthless. But the underbelly is a place of hidden treasures, wise machines, and kind mutants. If I had the home here, I would not regret it. Wholesome seems like a strange name for you. Yes. The name was a gift, and somewhat of a witticism from my departed mentor many years ago. Before long, the name was the only one I was known by. A true gift in the light of unfortunate nature of my given name. I want to examine the murder scene behind you. At first, Fusam doesn't respond. He merely stares down through you. I will have you trample through his blood without cause. So there had to be one. I don't need your help that badly, Godling. I know you're grieving for your protege. All I want is to catch the killer. He's beyond caring for such thing. Besides, it may help me find his killer. He is. Fusam says, the ghost of a smile touches his lips. He was also practical. Consider the benefit before the cost. He nods. Conduct your investigation. Let him pass when he's ready. He tells the hooded figures at his side. They incline their heads. Farewell. Okay, let's do some investigating. Last caster is pretty smart, but I don't know if he's good at this. Actually, Rini is fairly perceptive. Not much remains of Fosam's former protege beyond the vast steel pool of blood with a skinned hand at its center. A bloody circle is scrawled on the wall nearby. Inspect the hand in the pool of blood. Examine the bloody circle on the wall. And amazes. Your hand reaches toward the streaks and bubbles of blood on its own accord, and an iron spike drives through your temples. What? It's crazy. You stand before a blank wall, sickening purple-black light spills around the corner behind you. It is your temple, and you have been driven into a dead end by her. Blood seeps through the wall from the other side, drawing the familiar shape. Frightened, confused, you trace the line, and a gate opens with a wet crunch. The vision collapses, but the memories are not done with you yet. It seems another bulges painfully through your thoughts, closing around you. Surrender to the memory, no matter how much it hurts. Fresh blood streams over the circle, yanking you through the hollow at its center into the world beyond. A strip of blistered land coils through a void as black as a gaping mouth. The air is thick, foul, and textured with the sickness of maggots. Nausea slams into you, filling your head, infecting your thoughts. And through it all, you sense a mind in that phantomless darkness spilling towards yours, seeking, tasting, joyful, hungry. Ah. You shove the horrific memory away from you, slamming your mind shut like a door and swallowing the knot of nausea in your throat. After seeing that world, the bloody pool at your feet seems almost mundane. Okay. Inspect the hand in the pool of blood. A flayed hand with long, slender fingers lies palm up in the center of the pool of blood. The rest of the victim is missing.
I'll remember that.
That's it? That's all we got? That's not a lot.
Of course.
Seriously, that was the only thing we could do? No, that's it. That's the only thing we could do. You got it.
I'm going.
I'm going. Okay, paranoid man. Why are you so paranoid? You know too, don't you? You smell the corruption. Yes, the jagged dream is down here too. What's a jagged dream? Okay. Makala? Stick incursion. Mappa.
On my way.
Looks like we need to talk to this guy. But it's gonna give you next time around. Because this is a good time to take a break. So hope you guys had fun. Tell me if you did. And see you guys. And have a good one.